Welcome to Package Your Genius. I'm your host, Amanda Miller Littlejohn. I'm a former print journalist turned PR and personal branding pro, and I am here to help high achievers like you bring your genius ideas to life. Whatever gift you have to give the world, I want to be a catalyst for your next genius move. If you're ready to stop overthinking it and start putting yourself out there, you're in the right place. Let's go. Do you remember your favorite teacher from when you were in school, or a teacher who could make a subject that you usually didn't like come alive? Or better yet, do you remember a teacher who could break down a subject in a way that could make you understand even when no one else could help you understand? And that teacher may have been saying the exact same thing or reading from the exact same textbook as all the other teachers who taught that subject, but for whatever reason, you just could hear it better from them. Does that make sense? Does that resonate? Well, I want you to know that someone out there is thinking the exact same thing about you. Someone out there needs to hear your area of expertise, but they need to hear it from you. Even though there are already people who are saying some version of what you're saying or doing some version of what you're doing, there are still people out there who still need to get whatever it is you've got. They need to get it from you. Now, why is that? I can't explain it. Just like you can't explain how two cooks can follow the same exact recipe but turn out completely different dishes. And even though both might taste good, maybe one is crispier and you like it that way. But then if you ask someone else, they prefer it less crispy. It's all a matter of preference. But my point is, you are someone's preference. Someone prefers you. And that's a part of why you have to package your genius, aside from the fact that it will call you until you answer it, as I've said before. But if you're one of those people who get so caught up in what other people are doing, or the fact that the market is saturated, or there are so many other coaches in the space, or there are already 5 other books out there on my topic, there's no point in me even getting in the gang. If you're one of those people, if you think that way, you're hurting yourself because you're not expressing what you need to express, and you're hurting the people who need to hear it from you. Now, there may be thousands of people who claim to do what you do, or serve who you serve, or support others how you support others, but they are not you. They don't have your spirit. They don't have your story. They don't have your energy. They don't have your humor. They don't have your journey. They aren't from your hometown. They don't have whatever it is that gives you the power to connect with someone who may find themselves on a similar path. They aren't going to say it the way you'd say it. They won't write it the way you would write it. They won't use the same analogies and metaphors. And because they are not you, your people may see the others in your field, but they won't necessarily be able to hear them. It's partly about connection. It's about bringing your you-ness to the table so that others can connect with what they need in you, and you can connect with what you need to offer that's calling out in them. When you can truly understand this, it's so freeing. You can stop wasting your time. You can stop getting frustrated with why you can't land corporate clients, but he seems to attract all the corporate clients, or why the same people who read her book aren't flocking to read yours. And another thing, since I'm preaching, you have to understand that some people have mass appeal, while others are for a more discerning palate. Now, both are great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging. Both are great and both are necessary. Neither is better than the other. They're just different. Remember, it's a matter of preference. So whether you find yourself in the category of being for the masses or being for the more discerning, it doesn't really matter. Either way, you are for who you're for. Don't discount a smaller audience that may have a deeper connection to your work if you like to go deep. And don't get discouraged when the masses seem to respond to someone who is saying a version of what you said 6 months ago, but they didn't want to hear it from you. You have to understand they couldn't hear it from you. Who needed to hear it from you heard it, but those that couldn't hear it aren't your people. Now, your people caught it. They digested it. They used it. And now they're waiting on your next insight. They're waiting on your next big idea. They're waiting on your next stroke of genius. We have to learn to trust and to release comparison, which I know is very difficult to do in the age of social media. But we have to learn to trust that what we have to share is inherently of value and has the power to set someone else free if we give ourselves permission to give ourselves away. Let me say that again. We have to learn to trust that what we have to share is inherently of value and can set someone else free if and only if we give ourselves permission to give ourselves away. Will you give yourself permission to give yourself away? I sure hope so. It's so much more fun when you do, trust me. Now, if you are new to Package Your Genius, I welcome you. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Don't forget, if you liked what you heard here, don't forget to rate it and review it wherever you listen so we can reach more people like us. Now, I am super excited. I have some news. I am excited to be hosting an opinion page editor from the New York Times for our Maximum Exposure PR Mastermind this week. So every month we have Meet the Media sessions where we bring a journalist, a working journalist on by video conference to talk about their work and then to individually meet and hear pitches from the students in our mastermind group. So I'm super excited because I have gotten this amazing journalist to agree that in addition to meeting with the mastermind students in our closed session, she's also going to answer a few questions for the podcast. So she's going to share some nuggets also just for you. I'm so excited. So if you've ever wanted to know what it takes to get your ideas published, especially your opinions, in op-ed form by a major outlet like the New York Times, you know that it is no small feat to get their attention, but also to package your idea in a way that they would take it seriously. So, you know, this is an amazing opportunity to hear from an actual New York Times opinion page editor. Now, if you have a specific question that you would like me to ask her on this episode, email me ahead of time so I can share your questions with her. You can email any questions you have about op-ed publishing to support@packageyourgeniusacademy.com. Again, that email is support@packageyourgeniusacademy.com. And I'll be sure to ask those questions during our upcoming podcast interview and share them back here with you. As you know, enrollment is open for the second cohort of Maximum Exposure, and we're really getting excited because for our first cohort, we landed some amazing media placements for the students. We had students in the Washington Post, WJLA, ABC, NBC, Fast Company, Fox, and News Channel 8 in Washington, D.C., and more. So if you want to learn more about the Maximum Exposure program and how we help our students brainstorm story ideas, craft timely pitches, and contact the media each and every month, go to the website packageyourgeniusacademy.com to learn more and to apply. In closing, I hope that what you have heard here today will set you free. I hope that I have inspired you to stop